Dear viewers, welcome to Interview with Stephen Ahwin. On Saturday, 7th October, a Jewish Sabbath day, the end of the week-long Jewish festival of Sukkot and a day after the 50th anniversary of the Yom Kippur War, Hamas and other Palestinian armed groups launched Asaflau, a coordinated assault consisting of land and air attacks into multiple borders areas of Israel. Hamas military attacked the Israeli Defense Forces southern Gaza headquarters and overran multiple military and police facilities. Hamas called the Israeli Defense Forces off guard, and its troops were able to move quickly through the border area, reaching up to 14 miles from the border. Other militants attacked towns, kibbutzim, and roads, killing and abducting hundreds of Israeli officers and civilians. Israeli authorities recovered at least 260 bodies at the site of a music festival near Reim, close to where Hamas militants breached the security fence. An estimated 130 hostages were moved into Gaza. Since then, there has been bombardment of Palestinian territories, especially Gaza, by Israeli forces. To speak more on that, I am joined by Samuel Shegun Taiwo, who is my guest. He is the visionary of the Reformers Compass Evangelical Mission. Mr. Taiwo, he is the team lead and co-founder of Elite Emancipation Initiative for Africa. He is certified as a Center for Management Development Trainer. He is also a coach, performance consultant, and a counselor. Mr. Taiwo is also a mental health face aider. He has authored some books, publicly spoken on different platforms, preaches God's word continually, is passionate about positively impacting many lives. Mr. Samuel Shegun Taiwo in Lagos, welcome to Interview with Stephen Ahwin. Thanks for joining me on the show.
Thank you very much, brother. I'm so happy to be here, and it is my pleasure to be joining you on your program.
Okay, thank you. It's nice to know. By way of introduction, can you give us a snapshot of a brief history of Hamas and Israeli Palestinian conflict, providing a historical perspective of the war, how it began, and why today there hasn't been any resolution?
Looking at the ongoing war between Israeli and Hamas, just like before, the previous war, most of the wars are always unprovoked, on the side of Israel. But this one is different. Diving back into the pages of history, right from the Declaration of Independence in 1948, Israel has been mauled and bombarded by Palestinian forces and other Arab countries, like the Independence War of 1948, the War of Attrition, the Suez Canal War, the Yom Kippur War, the Lebanon War. All these are they've been the main business of the day. So from the time of Declaration of Independence, Israel has never experienced peaceful existence in that particular land. So it is not something new, and the word is not too surprised. When I hear the word surprise, I think it is sentimental. The word is not surprise.
Okay. On October 7th, about 500 Hamas terrorists penetrated security fence around Gaza and brutally and savagely murdered Israelis at a music festival in Reim and took 129 or 30 hostage. Israeli authorities recovered at least 260 bodies at the site. There are 22 Arab countries and 52 Muslim states, and now has condemned the attack as an act of terrorism, but rather accepted it as a holy war. And you have Palestinians teaching their children to hate Jews, giving this vicious, unfriendly, and hostile chemistry. Do you see peace, tranquility, and normalcy returning to Gaza anytime soon?
No. Peace cannot really be attained in that region. From what you said, the Palestinians are teaching their children. Look at it. When you are telling a child of 5-year-old that look at the other people, that neighbor, they are our enemy, and at every opportunity you have, slaughter them. Don't have mercy on them. And this message is coming from their homes, in their religious places like the mosque, their functionary gathering, or their social gathering. They are creating a terrorist out of your children. That is, most of the children grew up with that killing instinct. And when that continues, the youth there is this surge of fire in youth that nothing can contain except it explode. So there can never be peace, because the narration of the Palestinians are that these people are foreign invaders, and until they are annihilated or they are removed forcefully, that is their own definition of peace. Look at the Oslo Peace Accord of 1990. Even before the accord could be formulated, Hamas launched their first uprising, the shaking off. Even before the accord could be formulated, they bombed the Israelites. The Israeli, and the next thing the Israeli did was they couldn't respect.
Okay.
The president, the prime minister, Netanyahu was saying something that he will not do the mistake of that 1990 again.
Okay.
He will not do that mistake again.
All right. Now, Israel is being accused of perpetrating genocide and war crimes, and as a result is losing international support. Now, in 2006, Hamas won a surprise victory in the Palestinian parliamentary election and then seized full control of Gaza, overthrowing forces loyal to PA President Mahmoud Abbas. As a result, much of the international community cut off aid to Gaza. Now, while Hamas was in power or in control of Gaza, the funds that were made for developing Gaza, Hamas used the money to build, turn it underground, and to amass ammunition in order to be attacking Israel. Now, the killing of children, and innocent civilian is totally unacceptable. But it seems the world has turned a blind eye to October 7 attack and deaf ears to Hamas threat to destroy the state of Israel and to eradicate Jewish people. In fact, Hamas stated or said that judgment will not come until Israel is destroyed. The world is calling for immediate permanent ceasefire in Gaza without first asking Hamas to free the remaining hostages. Don't you think the world's sympathy is lapsing one side and not to the other? And there should be some sort of fairness and equilibrium in trying to resolve this crisis?
This question is a little bit technical, not in giving answers, but looking at an English adage that says, "He who must come to equity with a client." and he that stay in a glass house do not throw stone. What do I mean by all that is the international community are calling for ceasefire. Ceasefire of what? These are people who are protecting their lives and their property. They are sovereignty. These are people who do not provoke the war. Does Israel throw bomb? Were they the one that threw bomb at Hiroshima? No. America, Biden, because of his election campaign, he become a saint all of a sudden. No, it is not done that way. Look at Russia. The war in Ukraine was unprovoked. Yet, Russia invaded Ukraine for one reason, that Ukraine must not join NATO. Because once they join NATO, the West can pitch their tents close to the border of Russia. Look at it, and this same set of people are calling for ceasefire. That is bias. That is not fair on the part of Israel. What about those families that their children are still in captivity, were taken as hostage? Do you think those families can be the same? Yes. I can never be in support of killing innocents. I mean, the Palestinian innocent. But how can you identify the innocent ones? Is it not the same children that are being taught hate? So dividing innocence in that kind of region will be very hard, because you don't even know who is who, because they are products of it, and it is only in a matter of time before another war or another thing broke out in that region.
Okay.
So I don't believe Israel should cease fire. They should continue until they achieve their aim.
So you are in support of the destruction or eradication of Hamas?
Not the destruction. Destruction carries a negative aura, but I'm in support of eradication of that lump, that stars among the wheat, which are the Hamas. I'm in support of it.
All right. It's noted. Your point is noted. All right. Now, what's your analysis? Of the war in terms of biblical viewpoint? The war, looking at the war between Israel and Palestine, the war between Russia and Ukraine. Might this be the end? Because the Bible is largely about Israel. What's your analysis of this event?
Yes, looking at the war from the biblical point of view, the war started over 5,000 to 6,000 years ago when God commanded Abraham. Told Abraham in the book of Genesis 15 that your children will be captive in a strange land. But after 4,400 years, they will go back to their land, because the sin of the Amorites are not yet satisfied. And God commanded them that as they are going in that Canaan, that they should destroy everything they find on their way, which the Israelites of then failed to do. And you could see all the wars in the Bible between Israel on Philistine, Israel on Amorites, so on and so forth. It's still that same war that cascades till today. And the Bible is the mind and the vision of God. God prophesied that because of the sin of the Israelites, they will leave their land. And at some many thousand years, they will return and they will build the third temple. Lo and behold, 1948, that land was allotted to them. And we could see immediately the same war that was fought then during the time of David, during the time of the old kings, started all over again. And what is the most significant thing there now is that the part of Israel coming back to their own land has been fulfilled. the next part is the restoration or the reconstruction of the third temple. The third temple. And on that same site, during the Ottoman Empire, during that dynasty, a mosque, Al-Aqsa Mosque, was constructed on that same site. And it was imputed under the word holier site that, this is the third site for Islam and is protected by the world, by the United Nations. And for a thing like that to happen, for Israel to construct that third temple, there must be an uprising. It cannot be constructed during peace. So there must be an uprising like this. I am telling you, Israel will not stop this war, not until that mosque is removed. Okay. In fact, they will make sure new things come into play that will make that war to elongate, so that they can remove it. And once it is replaced, that other prophecy is being fulfilled. Which is the reconstruction.
Still talking about this war. Incontestably, this event, or the war between Ukraine and Russia, and the war between Israel and Palestine, they are precursors or indicators of the close of this age. So, given this event, what is your advice for Christians and sinners as the end winds down? What's your advice?
My advice is to the church. I think I can cover more by saying the church. And if I'm in the church, that is the single church of Christ all over the world, brethren, is that we should be awakened. This is a wake-up call, midnight call. That is, that the master is at the door. And what do I mean is that the next event or the next prophecy to be fulfilled after that construction of that third temple is the returning of the master. So, for all Christians all over the world, be prepared. Wash your garments and let it be clean. Take away every kind of frivolities and filthiness and be prepared for the incoming master. And secondly, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. This is a time when we have to leave all kind of diplomacy or diplomatic ties with the world. We have to look towards the ongoing rift as a prophetic event that will usher in the time of our Lord Jesus Christ.
All right. Unfortunately, we have to leave it there. That's the much we can take on the show. Mr. Samuel Shegun Taiwo in Lagos. Thanks for joining me on Interview with Stephen Ahwin.
Thank you very much. And I really love this. And I would like to be here some another time. And to everybody out there, be prepared.
I look forward to such time as well. Thank you.